In the quiet hum of a server farm, something, a new kind of mind, is waking up. It doesn't dream, it doesn't feel, but it's changing the very fabric of our world. This is a message about our future, a future we're going to have to share with the machines we've created.
Cyborg finance. It sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, right? But this isn't some story about the future. This is what's happening in our global economy right now. It's a world where human and artificial intelligence are, well, they're merging. And they're doing it in the single most powerful industry on the entire planet.
So the big question is, how did we even get here? How did these algorithmic systems get so powerful, so dominant that they're literally reshaping our world from the inside out? Let's take a look. Well, it turns out the perfect testing ground was the world of cryptocurrency. Think about it. Unlike the stock market, crypto never closes. It's a 24/7 cycle of insane volatility and just a flood of data. It's the kind of environment where we humans, with our need to actually sleep, are at a huge disadvantage from the get-go. Just look at the difference here. It's stark. A human trader, even the absolute best in the world, is driven by gut feelings, by emotion, by physical limits. We get tired, we feel fear, we get greedy. An AI agent? It feels absolutely none of that. It runs on pure data, making thousands of trades in the time it takes us to blink an eye, and it never, ever needs a coffee break. And you might be thinking, okay, so this is just for crypto or some small part of the market, but no. The scale of this takeover is just staggering. High-frequency trading, which is all powered by these crazy smart algorithms, now makes up almost 3/4 of all U.S. stock trades. Let that sink in. The machines aren't just playing the game anymore, they are the game. And here's the kicker. These machines aren't just following a simple set of rules we gave them. Oh no, they're learning. They use something called reinforcement learning, where they basically run millions and millions of market simulations. They're teaching themselves what works and what doesn't. They're evolving their own strategies, adapting to the world way faster than any human ever could. This whole thing creates a wild paradox, though. See, we designed each individual algorithm to make things simpler, more predictable. But when you have millions of them out there, all interacting, all learning from each other, the entire system becomes something more complex, more uncertain. It's like we've unleashed this emergent intelligence that we don't fully understand, and maybe we can't completely control. Okay, so this isn't just some abstract story about numbers on a screen. This transformation is having a really profound and deeply personal impact on our lives, on our careers, on our very sense of security. For the longest time, we thought of automation as something that happened on factory floors, right? To blue-collar workers. But now, a whole new kind of economic pain is setting in, and it's hitting the very jobs we always thought were safe. They're calling it the white-collar recession. And this isn't about robots on an assembly line. This is about software in an office. And we're talking about roles that, take years of education and experience. Things like middle management, marketing analytics, HR, financial analysis. These are the careers that form the very backbone of the middle class. And right now, they're directly in the crosshairs of this new efficiency revolution. But here's what's really unsettling about all this. In the past, whenever technology changed things, old jobs disappeared, but new ones always popped up to replace them. The data suggests that this time, it might be different. It's like the engine of job creation itself is sputtering. It feels like we're not just losing jobs, we're losing our ability to even imagine what the new jobs will be. The result? Well, it feels like our society is being pulled apart at the seams. Economists have a name for it. The dumbbell-shaped labor market. Picture it. At one end, you have this small elite, the people who design and own the technology. At the other end, you have a huge base of low-wage, insecure service jobs. And right in the middle, where the stable, middle-class careers used to be, it's just hollowed out, a void. So all of this massive economic upheaval, it forces us to ask a much, much deeper question. If machines can do our jobs, analyze our data, manage our money better than we can, then what's left? What exactly is uniquely human anymore? There's this philosophical idea at the very heart of this debate. It suggests there's a fundamental limit to what we can create. Think about it. We, as finite, imperfect beings, are building these incredibly complex systems. So, can our creation ever truly become superior to us? Or will it always, in some way, just be a mirror reflecting our own limitations?
You know, a recent AI workshop in Turkey made this really fascinating distinction. They talked about two different concepts. First, there's zeka, which is basically intelligence, the ability to solve problems. And AI is brilliant at that. But then there's akal, and that's different. It's closer to wisdom, to reason, to having a moral compass. And AI can have zeka, for sure. It can find the most efficient answer to anything. But can it ever truly have akal?
And that right there might be the single most important question of our time. Can an algorithm, a system built purely on logic and data, ever understand something like justice or compassion or sacrifice? Can it ever know the difference between what's profitable and what's right? And let's be clear, this isn't just some abstract philosophical game we're playing. The stakes couldn't be higher, because intelligence without wisdom is dangerous. A system that's only optimized for efficiency, with no concept of morality, no sense of the social good, that's not a tool for progress. That's a potential threat to our very existence.
So, where does all this leave us? It can feel overwhelming, for sure. But what if we face this honestly, not with fear, but with courage? We might just find that this isn't an ending. It's actually a new beginning. Maybe we've been asking the wrong question all along. Maybe it's not about what jobs are we going to lose. Maybe the real question is, what work is left that only we can do? In a strange way, the machines are forcing us to evolve, to become more human, not less. And this is our new role. Once AI automates all the repetitive, analytical stuff, it frees us up. It frees us to focus on the things it can't touch. Real innovation, deep strategic analysis, genuine human communication, and of course, creativity. Our work suddenly becomes less about just processing information and a lot more about purpose.
But look, this can't just be about personal evolution. It has to be a social one too. This change is just too big, too fundamental to leave up to the market to sort out. We're going to have to completely reimagine our social contract, our safety nets. Maybe we explore big ideas like universal basic income. We have to do something to make sure that everyone has a stake in this new automated world we're building. So in the end, maybe it all comes down to this. Let the machines have the calculations. Let them optimize the systems. Let them run the trades. Fine. Our task is different. Our purpose isn't to try and compete with them in a game of speed and data we can't possibly win. Our purpose is to do the one thing they will never, ever be able to do. To dream. To dream of the kind of world we want to create. Because the machines will own the systems, but only humans can dream.